There is no unanswered prayer. Sometimes, in our stubbornness, we do not agree to God's answer. God answers always with kindness. We must keep our hearts kind to receive this kindness. The answer to every prayer will come, but first we must listen, we must be attentive, we must be aware, we must be inspired, we must be patient, we must be ready, we must be steady, we must be open hearted, we must be fearless, we must be steadfast, we must be kind, we must be at peace, and we must be free.
There are moments in history when a human being sees something so deeply that life can never return to what it was before. Both Siddhartha Gautama and Buddha, si- uh, uh, that is, Siddhartha Gautama was himself called the Buddha, and Swami Vivekananda reached such moments. But what they did after realizing truth is what truly defines their path. Siddhartha Gautama, who would later be known as the Buddha, saw the raw realities of life, suffering, aging, and death. The realization shook him completely. In response, he left his royal life behind, not out of hatred for the world, but out of an intense search to understand it. He walked through the forest, learned from the teachers, practiced extreme austerities, and pushed his body to its limits. Yet, even then, he did not find peace. Finally, shifting in stillness under the Bodhi tree, he stopped running to extremes, to ideas, to effort itself. In that deep stillness, he awakened, but what comes next is often misunderstood. He did not disappear, he returned to people. For the rest of his life, the Buddha walked from village to village, speaking to ordinary people, farmers, kings, seekers. He built a community, the Sangha, and spent decades teaching a simple but profound path, understanding suffering, let go of attachment, and live with awareness and compassion. His realization did not take him away from the world, it allowed him to walk through it without being bound by it. Swami Vivekananda's journey was different, yet echoes the same truth. As a young man, he was restless and questioning, searching for something real. When he met his master, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, he encountered not philosophy but direct experience of the divine. That changed him, but it did not instantly settle him. After his teachings passing, Vivekananda wandered across India as a monk. He faced hunger, loneliness, and deep uncertainty. He saw the sufferings of the people up close, the poverty, the struggles, the forgotten lives. This phase was not peaceful enlightenment, it was a testing ground. Slowly, his understanding matured not just as inner realization but as responsibility. Then came a turning point. He traveled to the West and stood before the world at the Parliament of the World's Religion in Chicago. There he did not reject the world as illusion, he embraced it, speaking of unity, strength, and the divinity within every human being. He returned to India not to withdraw but to build. He founded the Ramakrishna Mission, a path that combined spirituality with service. For him, truth was not just to be realized in silence, but to be expressed through action, compassion, and upliftment of others. Both the Buddha and Vivekananda saw truth. One walked away from a palace, others walked away from across a nation. One meditated under a tree, others spoke to the world, but neither chose escape. They chose understanding, they chose steadiness, they chose to remain connected to humanity. And that is the subtle truth that lives reveal. Realization is not the end of life, it is the beginning of a different way of life, living. Not just running away from the world, but no longer being lost in it.
A prayer is a blessing of God in itself, a song which begins with worry and ends in surrender, the strength of the soul that conquers the roaming mind, a verse that emerges from the divine self, an uplifting experience in which the mind lays completely flat before the inspiration of the soul, simple, sweet, sincere, and most of all detached from all desires. The strength of God that takes you away from laziness, the reminder of one's own glory, love for God, and in its love, finding God as itself. Think, O child, how much misery is around you, how many more suffer much more than you, how many of those do not know the way to truth? How many of those have never rested in love? Pray for them, pray for their suffering, pray for their deficiencies, and from it receive the strength to forget your own misery. A pure prayer for all shall free you all